Diane Lee from Teach Pre-K. It's a snowy day here in Utah, so I'm all bundled up. I just wanted to do a little video about how I teach letters to my preschool 3-4s and my pre-Ks who are 4 going on 5. Um, every day at circle time, we go over our letter of the week. So each week we have a specific letter. I do not go in alphabetical order. Most of the time, I like to go introduce letters according to theme. And you have to excuse me. I'm starting to come down with a cold, so my voice is a little shaky. But so, for instance, A would be when we do apple theme. I'm going to do B this week because I'm doing my construction theme. I did C during my gingerbread week because it was for cookie. So we kind of found ways to make the letter fit with our specific themes where we could. We did last week, we did polar animals, and we did a lot of things with ice. W was for winter, things like that. So you get the idea. So we try to make whatever letter we're doing relatable to what we're doing in class as well. So we can combine a lot of literacy activities along with our theme. But what I'm going to show you today is kind of how I begin. I begin on Monday introducing the letter of the week. And just for example, I brought home D. What I'll do is during circle time, I'll go, I've got our letter of the week, and I hide it from them, like hold it close to my chest. And I'm like, this is a really good letter. If I have someone in the class that starts with that name, like I have a little boy named Declan. So I would say, Declan is really, really going to like this letter. Can you guess what it is? And sometimes they'll actually guess. And I'll say, it is a D. And this is what uppercase D looks like and lowercase d looks like. This is uppercase D. D makes a duh sound. And then I'll go through, like, listen, it's for words like duh, dolphin, donut, dog, dress, dollar, duck, and deer. So I go through these pictures. Then I say, let's get our magic finger pen out, and we are going to write a D in the air. Start at the top, make a line down, go back to the top, and give it a big belly. And then I'll usually do the same thing over the letter. And I go, okay, so that's uppercase D. This is lowercase d. Now, do they look alike at all? And they always love it when I emerge. But no, they don't. And D is a particularly rough letter because it's like a backward B, upside down P, blah, blah, blah. But we do the same thing for our lowercase d. We will skywrite in the air, make a line down, start at the top, make a line down, and then give it a circle. Sometimes, because it's easier for my 3s, I'll say, let's make a circle and a line right next to it. But as you can see, D has the duh sound for dragon and desk and doll and drum, and dig and dump truck and door. Is there anything else you can think of that starts with D? And I'll even look around the room and I'll help them out. And I might say, oh, on my finger I have a diamond. I'm wearing a diamond ring. Or we might have a poster of a diamond shape. Or we might have like Declan in our class. Oh, my first name is Diane. That starts with the D sound. Sometimes I'd say after Christmas and beyond, a lot of times I'll kind of let the children lead. And if they are like, oh my gosh, there's a D right there behind you, Mrs. Lee, on like a poster or something, or if I have a book or whatever, and we will go around the room and we will kind of do a letter hunt for letter D. So that's what I'll do on Monday. And I always do the ABC Mouse letter song video for whatever letter it is. It's on YouTube. Just type in like ABC Mouse D and it will have that song, and it's great. Storybots does the same thing, so just type in on YouTube search bar Storybots letter D. Great. Sesame Street does this thing they call the Sesame Street podcast, where they compile like all their letter D little skits and things like that with the Muppets and their little films that they do. That's on YouTube. As well, and just Sesame Street podcast letter D. And I will show the podcast is like 6 minutes for Sesame Street. So I show that on Monday, and maybe I'll pick another day during the week. But I show the ABC Mouse and the Storybots letter songs every single day. And it just really conditions the kids. So if you have a smart board, they're great for the smart board. If you have a computer screen you can turn towards the kids, great. If you have one of those big tablets, that's also good too, that you can do. My neighbor across the hall doesn't have a smart board. I have a smart board, so I just show them on the smart board. They love it. Turn the lights off. We watch our letter song videos. We do numbers and maybe a story video or something, songs and stuff that go with the day. Well, the next day, so on Tuesday, or if we're off Monday, I'll just drag everything out for another day. I'll get these little picture cards that I made, and these are available as well as the anchor charts in my Teach Pre-K shop on Teachers Pay Teachers. So what I'll do is I'll just leave a link to my alphabet letter of the week bundle, and from there you can see like all the different, I think each letter is $3, I think, but you get tons of stuff. But I have these little picture cards. So I'll say, okay, what is this? It's D. Is it uppercase or lowercase? Uppercase. How about this? Lowercase D. Then we go through, and again, we do our little skywriting with our finger pen, and we make our D. Same thing with our lowercase d. Then I do this little guessing game thing with them. I'll say like, oh my gosh, this is a mammal that lives in the ocean that is so cute and so smart, and they jump out of the water and we love to see them. And they'll say, duck, dog, dolphin. Yes, dolphin. This says quack, quack, duck. This says woof, woof. On and on and on. And I'll go through all these picture cards, and I'll be like, do you notice how it has that da-da-da sound? So I might say, this is a musical instrument, and they'll say, oh, a trumpet, because they start guessing right away. And I'm like, remember, it starts with a da-da-da sound. You might use sticks and you beat on it, or you can beat on it with your hands, drum. So things like that, and I'll go through. And of course, some letters I'm going to have a lot of pictures, and some I'm not going to have quite as many, but there's at least 10 per letter. I also, on Mondays, what I like to do is will put these small traced sheets. They're uppercase, lowercase. These I just got from a little pre-K workbook that I got at Lakeshore, and I just made copies of them. I made color copies of them, but I'll put them in one of those dry erase sleeves, and my pre-K will practice this. And you're like, oh my God, they hate doing this. Yeah, they do. And I don't do like worksheet, and I don't do this every week. I mix it up with other activities. But when I do these, I will do, and my alphabet units, I've made my own, because I can't steal the stuff I got from Lakeshore, because that would be stealing. But I have my same like tracing and pictures and whatever. But what I'll do is I'll tell them about their pinchy fingers and how to hold the markers, and then I'm like, I'm going to circle the best one that you do. And they get so excited, and they actually try. And I circle. I don't make them do the ones at the bottom if they only do one line and they're like, oh, I just can't. I'm going to say, okay. Same thing with lowercase. Most of them will do all of them because they just enjoy it. So I do that for my pre-K, so my 4s going on 5s. For my 3s going on 4. The first half of the year, they will just do trace 1D uppercase and 1D lowercase. And then after Christmas, I give them the option of doing the same one as pre-K or just the one. And sometimes they choose to just do the one, and that's okay. But I also have lots of other things that we'll do. We have like D is for dinosaur, and that's, a colored option so that they can see what it can look like. I've got, and kids love rainbows, so I can color D. I have just given myself like a million options to do. So if there's a day where my schedule's being cut short from a fire drill or something like that, or here's like a little color in the letters, or use a Q-tip, and some paint or an ink pad on that one. We have got a crown template. And then I have a page that has like 2 bracelets. Oh my God, they love doing the bracelets. And there's 2 of them on each page. You fold them over both sides and you make a little bracelet for them, so it like has a little bit more heft to it. I have like find the D's. Yeah, like find the letter D. I have these in upper and lowercase. I have practice writing your own letter D. And I have these for every single letter. This one, upper and lowercase, you can use like daubers or stickers to form the letter. And I'll have little things like this. D is for donut, D is for dinosaur, and stuff like that. And there's so many more little activities that you can choose from. I'm not a super big fan of worksheets. I really like the kids to, you know, have more of an experience than just sitting there writing or coloring. But they do like it. I have little foldable books for every single letter that will have 4 pictures of something that starts with the letter D. I'm going to go off camera for a second because I forgot to grab a piece of construction paper. But this is like the best activity you guys can do that I'm about to show you. It is almost no prep, which is fabulous because I find days where I just look at my day and the kids might be grumpy or I might not feel good. And I think, you know, I just want to throw in a literacy activity or a letter activity that I know they're going to love and that I don't have to work really hard at, and I can kind of sit back and let them do, and I don't have to not participate as much because, you know, but our jobs are so physical and we're just go, 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 go. So sometimes you need to throw in a center for yourself as well, where you know the kids are going to love it enough to do it independently. And you can be there to guide them if they need it and to solve any disputes if they happen. But you can kind of sit back and let them do their thing. So hang on, let me grab a piece of construction paper. Okay, it's coming, guys. I've got it right here. Ta-da! That's the beauty of having everything within reach. So one thing that we do in our classroom a whole lot is we'll get like a piece of construction paper, and I like construction paper instead of cardstock or printer paper because it's soft. It's just a little bit softer than regular paper. So I'm going to show you what I will do, and I will keep this with my letter D theme here. And then I'm going to show you one more thing that I do every single week. I also have placemats for the kids with their names on them that have every letter of the alphabet with a cute little animal next to that letter. So snack time, I'll even go, oh, our letter of the week is letter D. Can you find it on your placemat? And if they're having a struggle, I'll say, oh, it's a purple letter next to a dog. And that will help them get that. And oh, by the way, letter D is free, the whole unit. So if you want to kind of see what's in one of my letter of the week units, the letter D is absolutely free. So you can do that and see what's there and see if you want to get more or just wait until you're doing the letter D. Gosh, wouldn't it be great if you were doing the letter D this week? So what we do is we'll get our construction paper, and sometimes we'll do a half sheet, sometimes a whole sheet. And I've got my uppercase D and my lowercase d right here, and I get a somewhat sharp pencil, not super sharp. I give a little tutorial: don't poke your eye, don't poke your cheek, don't poke your friend, don't stick it in your nose, your ear, blah, 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 blah. And then we lay this on a carpet or a rug, and the kids will go through, and I'm just gonna gently, and they'll poke on the line and make little holes that when we show up to the light, you can kind of see those there. You can see the letter that they're forming, poking the holes in the paper. The kids absolutely love to do that. Some of them will take so much time, and I've had kids make their holes so close that they actually end up cutting the letter out of the paper. But on days that we do that, if no one's using our light table, I'll bring the light table in my classroom and we'll use the light table. Or I've always got a bunch of flashlights on hand. So we might use the flashlight, or we just hold them up like, you know, to the light, and we see our letters from both sides. And super easy. You can do just the uppercase, just the lowercase if you want. But like I said, that's all you need. Some people have used push pins. You can usually find there's a font called LO Dot that's on my Mac, and I know Macs have that font, and it will create actually each letter out of dots. And you could do that and just print it out on paper and have them punch the dots instead of you drawing on it or writing on it. But I just figure, I've got 16 kids, I can write that really quick, and 12 kids in the other class, we can whip those out, no problem. The last thing I did is I broke down a couple years ago and I bought the Lakeshore sound tubs. But you can also buy containers like this on Amazon, and you could get your own little just label and write the letter, or print it on your computer if you want, and collect your own things that start with that letter. Or better yet, ask the kids to bring something tiny from home that starts with that letter, and then the only thing you do is buy the container and you're ready to go. But in the Lakeshore bin, they always will have the plastic magnetic letters in red and blue, red for uppercase, but they don't have the magnets in them. So you see they don't have the magnets. So you've got your upper and lower case right there. So I'll do like this. I'll hold them and I'll go, oh my gosh, okay, so this is the big one, the big letter of the week. What do we call it? Uppercase D. And I'm like, okay, this one is the other one that's not the uppercase D. What is that? Lowercase d. And then I've got this tub of stuff, and I kind of hide it down in my lap, kind of between my legs. And I'll go, okay, this is something that's round with a hole in it, and it has frosting and sprinkles on it, and we love to eat it because it's so sweet and delicious. Donut. This is a bird that likes to swim in a pond or a lake, and it goes quack, quack, quack. Duck. And if my class is small enough on that day, like my preschool 3-4 class is only 11 kids, I will have them pass it around. It's so hard to teach really little kids to pass around, so sometimes it's a huge hassle. But if, I had one year, it was COVID year, that we had 6 kids in the class. We would pass these around every time because the kids like to hold them and feel them. And this one I'll say, okay, this lives in the ocean. It's gray and it jumps out of the water. It's playful and cute and smart. Dolphin. You might have one of these at your house. It has fur and it goes woof, woof, woof. Dog. We use these in school sometimes as dots on it, and we count the dots, and they're dominoes. And the last one is a dinosaur, so I'll go like, a T-Rex or a Triceratops or Brachiosaurus. And if I want to make this a little, more fun and exciting and extensive, I can find more things. Ooh, I almost dropped that. Around the classroom that start with the letter D. So that is basically what I do. So every single day during circle time, I'm either doing the anchor chart, the picture flip cards, the Lakeshore sound tub, or I'll say, okay, I want everyone to go around the room and see if you can find a letter D, or if you have a letter D in your name, stand up, or I'm going to write a letter on a board and turn it around. What is it? So I make sure I'm doing a circle time, like whole group, call and response, or whatever activity with letter D. Then I'll always do my Storybot videos, my ABC Mouse videos. Then I have a million ideas for centers. I don't do a letter center every day. I'll usually pick one day during the week, but then I'll point out the letter D in everything that we're doing, in books that we're reading, etc., etc. So the kids really, really get a lot of work on the letter. And I'm about to sneeze, which will be really embarrassing on camera. But see, there I went. Here is the best activity. Your kids will absolutely love it. Just write the letter D's on some construction paper and you're ready to go. I'm going to leave the links to my free letter D packet and just all my alphabet goodies in my Teachers Pay Teacher stores that you can check out and see if you have any interest, because learning letters is a big part of preschool and pre-K. We're trying to get these kids ready for kindergarten, where most kids will start reading. So it's super duper important. And a great thing I do after assessments is I will record the letters that most people are not getting, and we'll do like little reviews during the week too. So, anyway, that is how we learn letters every week in my classroom.